Hello and welcome yourselves back to some more Valheim in our Portless Run world playthrough thing that we're doing here. Welcome. So, some things have changed. As you can see, some big changes over there. A couple of little changes in there and a couple of little changes in here. So we'll give you a quick run through of what's changed. And we've got something big to kick today off with and I'm super excited for it. So, first things first, I've tidied up in here quite a little bit. We've made ourselves a little kitchen area. So we had a load of chests here before. Because we've made the storage room, I was able to get rid of those and condense them down a bit. And we've just got some chests down here. So, little idea, we've got little cabinet doors here. We can kind of close these and open these to access our materials in here. We can go on in. This one's got honey. This one's got vegetables. And this one's just got meat-ish kind of stuff. So the idea is I'm just going to keep a stack of everything in here. And then any excess stuff is now going to go in the storage thing. And I can just top these up when we need to. And everything is on hand for no matter what we have to cook. So if we want to cook something, usually be done in 2 chests rather than having to go through like 5 or 6 different chests to get all the ingredients we need. It's super easy to cook and make meals. And then I just stock that up every now and again when it gets low. Done the same sort of thing over here by the crafting bench. So we've got hides and bits and pieces we're going to need for armor, bit of feathers, bit of bones, stones in there, and just bits of wood in there. Again, we run low, I'll just go to the mass storage and kind of retop all these up, and then they're all on hand for crafting as and when we need them. We've got fish and fishing rods in these ones here, but we've not really touched on that yet. That will have its own dedicated area, and the forge I've not really done much with because that's going to have its own dedicated area at some point. We've also changed over to the hearth. I can't remember if I did that in the last episode or not. But yeah, so we got rid of the campfires and just changed it into a hearth bit and just kind of tidied up the outside here a little bit more. Another bedroom got tidied a tiny bit as well. Fermenters are now up here, kind of boxed in, and we got rid of some of the chests. And just one of these has stuff in, which is my arrows. So yeah, a couple of little changes inside the house. Not huge ones. I've added windows as well. Just tiny little detail pieces. Again, this is going to evolve over time. Like little pieces like the kitchen and just stuff. I'll add stuff as I take stuff out and kind of reorganize it, if that makes sense. So the other thing that I changed was a little bit of the layout of the storage room. So if you remember initially, right here, we had this kind of setup, which only had 6 chests. Just wasn't enough stuff, and it's stuff that I really want on hand quite easily, and quite a lot of it. So I put more chests in. I basically doubled it. There's actually 12 in here now. You've got 9 across the bottom, 3 across the top. The top ones are going to have signs above them, so you know what's in them. And then these ones down here, I'm using these little item stands and then putting the items on them. So that'd be berries, mushrooms, etc, etc. And then over here, we've got like wood and bits and pieces. I don't think we've got anything in these bottom ones yet. But thought it might be quite an interesting storage system. We'll see how it goes and see how we get on as we progress through the game. We've got all this backup storage over here as well. So we've had quite a few changes in here. Little bit of a redesign, but I think it was much needed, and I think that looks way better. So a couple of other things I did go ahead and do. I cut down some more trees, so we've got these 3 carts plus another 2 over here, but they are going to be for today's project. And as you may have noticed in the beginning, we've actually taken the walls down in the 2 corners here, and we've got a little bit of a foundation going. So I have gone ahead and I have designed and kind of planned out what we're going to be doing for these 2 towers, and that is exactly what we're going to be starting with at the beginning of this episode. So we're going to jump straight into a little time lapse. I've gone ahead, I've already designed and worked out how these towers are going to look, how they're going to function, how I'm building them, made sure they're structurally sound, and I've gone ahead and I've gathered all the materials for them. So it is actually going to use a bit of iron for some reinforced beams. So I got 2 carts of stone as well. So we've got plenty of stuff, loads of wood, loads of stone. We've got a bit of core wood as well because that's incorporated in it. And I've done the same over there. And this should be all the materials we need to build these towers. I think I've done the numbers right on it, but we'll see. We'll see if we run out of materials. If we don't, we've got plenty of stone and plenty of wood spare over there. But I really want to get these 2 towers in today and kind of get the front of this thing starting to look like an actual base, because the minute it's just had a big wall and it looks a bit bland, but these towers I've got going in here, man, do they look cool. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into it. I'm going to jump straight into a little time lapse and get these 2 towers built. Amazing. The towers are all done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I really enjoyed editing and putting that one together. I think it's come out really, really well, and the towers look absolutely fantastic. As you saw in the little flyby at the very end there was probably a couple of details that I didn't show you in the building time lapse that we've added in. We'll go over those in just a second. There is one thing I want to do with you guys though, and that is the final finishing touch for these towers. It's really going to bring it all together. So I'm just going to quickly build a little ladder going up there. Quickly pop on up, and then the last thing we're putting on the top of these is the bonfires. So that is why you saw the reinforced beams going up. The metal reinforced beams we put in the pillars here was to put the stone here, so we were able to put the bonfire on top. And I don't think that's central, but you know, we're going to leave it in there. But this is going to bring everything together now. This is the final piece of the puzzle here. We might have a little bit more detailing to do still. This is kind of finalized in my head at the moment now. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Let's take that one down and let's have a look at them now. So this really does just add the last little bit of detail to them. A little bit of movement, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of color, a little bit of light. So it does change it quite a bit. So as you can see, we did add quite a few more things in that weren't in the time lapse. And for one of them, it was this little bridge that connects the two towers together. This is kind of the design we're going to go for all of the walkways around here, I think. Nothing too complicated, quite simple. As for the lower bit, that might be different around here. I might actually enclose this stuff, but this one here we're just going to keep open for the time being. We also put a couple of windows and pieces in, so we broke through and made some windows. These are quite tricky, finicky bits. Didn't really fit in the time lapse. And the window sills. If you come around on the outside as well, we actually did... Oh, we actually changed the gates as well, so we had one gate here before, I believe. We've now got two gates, so I'm going to terraform all of this and sort this all out. And we also did a little bit of a trim around the bases of these things. And this one here, we've got a bit of a box. I'm not sure whether this is going to stay. I think I'm going to keep the footing, this bit around all the walls, and we'll do this the whole way around the base like we were doing over here anyway. But I'm not exactly sure about the footing on this. It kind of all blends together with the same color, and I'm not sure that I like it. So there might be something different we do there in the future. I haven't got design in mind at the moment though, so I'm just going to leave that up until something does spring to mind. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse, because I think that's genuinely one of the better ones I've done so far, and I really, really enjoyed doing it. And I think going forward, I want to try and do at least one every episode that we do. It'll motivate me and push me to build something in every single episode, which I think would be really, really cool. But yeah, so let's move onwards and upwards to our other projects today. We've got a couple of little bits and pieces to do, but nothing too much. We've got all of our bulk building done today. It's just going to be a couple of little bits and pieces here and there. So one of the first things we want to do is, now we've got those two towers up, not too bad to build. I think the first one took me about 40 minutes, the second one took me 20 minutes. So we need to get the other three in now. It's just a core case of materials and getting the foundations in. The other two are done, that one and the one over there, but this one here I'm really struggling with because I can only raise the ground so high. I'm hitting a limit here now, and it's not letting me bring it up any further than that. So getting this foundation in here is really, really difficult, and I've actually chewed through all the stone we have already. So I'm going to have to go and do another stone run at some point to try and get this one finished, but it looks like I'm going to have to extend the tower all the way down with these bricks. Which is something that I really didn't want to have to do. I was hoping just to level it off. So you can see I've done it over this side. I was hoping to do something similar to this, where I could just do a round circle, and then get all my bricks in, and then kind of just build off of there. But this one's not letting me. It's being a little bit more difficult, so we're going to have to get some more stone to try and get that one finished. Once that's done, we can get all three towers built, and then the rest of the stone is then going to be going into the floor work over here. So that's something I'm going to do in between probably this episode and the next episode. I'm just going to grind out a bunch of stone and try and get that one finished. And then once they're done, we can get all three towers in. Probably won't do a time lapse on them because we've already done one for these two, and I don't think it's needed. I might, we'll see. But that's the next big project, is to get the three others in and then get the walkways between all of them completed. And then I think that's really going to tie everything together and start making it look a bit more complete. And then we've just got to fill the floor in, and then we can start terraforming and adding grass and paths and bits and pieces like that, and a couple more trees, make it look a bit more lively. So as you can see, we've also moved the beehives over here. We've got them in these weird hexagonal shapes at the moment. There's two reasons for this. One is because I keep forgetting to harvest them over there, so I brought them closer to the base. The other reason is this is kind of a footprint layout design for what I want to do for our farm. So I was kind of trialing out over here, so we need to move some bits and pieces all the way over. But if we have a look over here, I've kind of got it all laid out already. So it's just a bigger version of what we've got over there. I think it's like 6 times. So it's 6 across in each direction. And let's make these hexagonal shapes. What we're going to do here is we're going to raise all the ground in here as well, level with these beams. In the middle here is where we're going to have our pigs and our boars. Unfortunately, because of the raids, we keep losing the boars, and they're all gone completely now. So we might have to go out on another hunt for a 1-star, maybe a 2-star if we get super lucky, because there is still quite a bit of plains that we've not actually had a look at yet, or meadows, sorry. A little bit over here, a little bit over here. So we might be able to get one if we go far enough and hunt hard enough. I think it's going to look pretty cool. Something a bit different shape. It's not a square, it's not a circle. It's, I don't know, something little bit different and a bit quirky. So yeah, that is the main plans for the base. So step 1, finish the towers. Step 2, fill everything in. Step 3, get the farm sort of raised up as well, filled in, and start getting that going. And then we're going to have to go and get some more boars. And that's kind of like the big plans for the base. And obviously get all the walkways in across the tops of the walls. But there is one thing we need to do today, and I'm going to shoot off and do that. I'm not going to record it because it's going to be the same as what you've already seen. We're just going to go to the swamp again. We're going to get some more iron. We're going to gather some more resources over there. We just need to start getting prepared for bone mass so we can then move on to the mountains and just unlock more resources and just speed our gameplay up a little bit more and just keep progressing as we're developing this base and as this progresses as well. So yeah, I'm going to take the boat. I'm going to go get some materials and food and whatnot and head on over to the swamp and come all the way back with a nice big inventory, well, hopefully a nice big inventory of iron. Amazing. So we've just made it back from the swamp. We didn't get as much iron as I was hoping to get. We only managed to get 6 stacks. So I've unloaded and unpacked everything from the boat already and kind of sorted it all out. But yeah, we only got 6 stacks. We ran out of food again. I need to make a ton more and take loads of extra with me, and we'll just leave them in the chests over there. But that's one thing we keep running short on. So I need to get farming. I need to get a load of the vegetables and crops grown because that's going to super help us with our food in the future. We got loads of other bits and pieces as well. Like I said, I packed everything away already. But we've got like entrails and bits and pieces like that. So I've got some excess ones in here. So we've got about 104 entrails at the moment. What else did we get while we were over there? We got a few trophies. We got a couple more of these. We got a Wraith one and an Abomination one as well. And we got a little bit of the roots. We got enough to make 1 piece of the armor, but that is all. So we're going to have to kill quite a few of those to actually get that armor set and also be able to upgrade it. So as you can see, I didn't smelt any of the iron over at the swamp this time. I brought it all back with us, and we're going to smelt it all down over here and get all of our upgrades done over here. So we've got 2 kilns at the moment. We don't have any coal in stockpile, so that's the first thing we need to be getting on. We've got tons of wood, so we should be good there, but I'm actually going to grab some extra cores here, and we're going to make some extra kilns and just kind of get a coal stockpile going again. Amazing. So all of our kilns filled up, ready to go. I'm just going to keep topping these up and get a ton of coal going. Once they're all done and we've got a nice supply of coal, I'll try and get as much as I can on one of these carts. Then we'll turn some of these into kilns, and then we'll start getting through that iron and see if we can't get another couple of iron upgrades today. Okay then, so it has been a couple of days since I last recorded. We went ahead, got all the coal done. As you can see, we're smelting away. Everything's a smelter now, and we're slowly getting on with getting all the iron smelted. During that as well, I have also gone in and I have filled all of the floor in and raised it and leveled it all. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. This corner was the most tedious one to deal with, and as you can see, we hit a limit here, so this can't go any higher. This was the deepest part of all of it, and it was the worst one to try and do. But we finally got there in the end, and we finally got the foundation for that tower in. So we're soon ready to start building these ones here. And again, I'll probably do that in between this episode and the next episode, just to kind of get them done. You guys don't need to see another time lapse of that. But yeah, everything else all filled in, all real nice. We can start terraforming around here now, and it's going to be really, really, really awesome. The next big project is to obviously level off the farm area over there and get that one started. We still got a few bits to do over here though to finish this off. So when terraforming, I did notice on these straight bits, not too bad. You can get them looking quite clean. But these corners here are so jagged and janky. And it's a real pain. So I've come up with a bit of a solution. It's not what I wanted to do. I really wanted to put grass all the way up. But I think we're going to use these paving slabs across the top here. And then on the corners, we're actually going to put the wall on. I think I might put this wall all the way around, including this bit here as well. And just kind of keep the theme of this whole thing being walled off. This is really jagged and janky. And I'm not a huge fan of it. So that's my solution. We'll see how it looks when I get it all in. But there's not a lot else we can do. Unless anyone knows how to smooth this out, please let me know. But I can figure it out. So this is my go-to. So yeah, just going to get the rest of this iron all cooked up. And then we'll head on over and then see what crafting we can do with it today. Right, all of our iron is done smelting. It's all in here. I've kind of brought in the house just to make it a bit easier. And I think I've kind of planned out what we're going to be making. And if my math is right, we should have about 26 left over from what's in here. So we're probably not going to touch this stack here. But we're going to take most of that plus 2. So I've kind of planned out everything we're going to be doing. And I've planned out upgrades as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the iron set of armor. The full set. We're going to make the iron greaves, the iron helmet, and the iron scale mail. Lovely. Next one is the huntsman's bow. I'm going to get that one done. And we are also going to make the banded shield, which I think will go with this pattern. This has always been one of my favorite ones. And we are also going to make the iron mace. So, awesome. Right, we've got all of that done. So let's have a look here now. And then upgrade wise, first things first, I want to put one into the iron shield, or the banded shield itself, sorry. I want to put one into the iron mace because it only costs 10 iron. We're going to put one into each piece of the iron armor. And we're also going to put one into the Adgear. Get that one a little bit stronger because I absolutely love that weapon. Yep, there you go. Absolutely perfect numbers. So we've used all of the thing. For some reason, I thought the upgrades on the armor were going to use deer hide. That's why I got 6 left over. So pretty glad I didn't use that. Yeah, happy days. So we've got 26 left in there. We've also got 16 in there. But that is going to do us for building the towers because I believe each one needs about 10. So that's pretty good going, to be fair. There is one more thing that I didn't actually check. I might quickly... Yeah, I think I'm going to quickly dump one into the huntsman's bow as well. And there we go, one into the huntsman's bow as well. Perfect. Okay, so now all of our upgrades are done. I think we're going to leave it here for today's episode. We've done quite a lot. We've got the towers in. We've got all the floor filled in. We went and did another iron run. We've got some big upgrades going. We're slowly getting one step closer to bone mass. I think maybe we'll go do another iron run at some point. And we'll do maybe a couple more upgrades. I'd like to make all the rest of the weapons that we can out of iron. And I think I'd like to go back and do the bronze ones as well, to be honest. Make all of the weapons, all of the armor sets, and have them all upgraded to max. And make an armory at some point. I think that's something that would be quite cool to do. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm probably going to do another iron run, and then I'll see what we spend it on when we get to that. But yeah, I think we're going to leave it here for today. Big plans. Lots more things to happen and change. I think I'm probably going to try and get these towers built before we do the next episode. Just in my free time. Shouldn't take me too long now that I know how to build them, and we've pretty much got the materials for most of them. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Again, possibly one of my favourite episodes just because of the time lapse in the beginning. And these two towers, not to blow my own horn too much, but I absolutely love them. They look awesome. I'm super happy with how they've turned out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and I shall catch you in the next video. Goodbye.